The January Cup then is the feature. It's a Group 3 contest over the 1,800 metres headed by Eagle Way. Tries Happy Valley for the first time. Romantic Touch. He ran this race. Dead heat for 5th last year. Donoso, runner-up course and distance behind Exultant. Behind the Golden Age, 2 starts back. Harbour Master, last year's winner, of course. Packing Dragon, 3rd in this last year. The Golden Age is on a hat-trick. And down to Pikachu. Goes up in class, up in trip, but of course surprised big odds earlier on this season. Atlas, the touchscreen for the speed map here, Brett. And the Golden Age, well, he's done it the last 2 starts. No reason to think he won't try and do the same again. No, but everyone's aware of what his tactics will be, so there may be some opposition. Packing Dragon, generally a front-running type, but he doesn't generally want to pester things to some extent. Harbour Master's been going forward at his last 3, but he won this race last year coming from the back with a sort of weaving run late to beat Circuit Land, but I tend to think he'll probably race handy. Interesting last year in the race, Romantic Touch got going a long way out, probably about the 600 metres, and really poured the pressure into the leaders. So he's another one potentially that could sit up there. The one thing I do like about the race is that Marble Hero, from his position of barrier number 3, can either be there one off, or he might even sort of eventuate somewhere down here, 3 back the fence, or even maybe behind the leader's back with a little bit of luck. But whatever the pattern of the race unfolding, Marble Hero should get a lovely run. Yeah, so it might start off good to slow, but the tempo's really going to build. It could really rev up, yeah, I would think, mid-race. All right, how have they been looking in the morning, Paul?
Yep, there's been some good ones here. The first one we're going to have a look at is Eagle Way. Just working with a partner horse here. I don't know if he's totally suited by Happy Valley though, but Zach Purden aboard, 133 pounds. He seems to have picked up okay. This works okay here in the morning, just working with a partner horse. Citron Spirit, he's moving really nicely. It was a good piece of work from him with Chad Schofield aboard. He's another really interesting horse coming to Happy Valley. He has been here once before. And look, little Pikachu here. He won at 80 to 1 about 3 or 4 starts ago. He's going to come in with a similar weight, 113 pounds. I thought he'd be paying a lot more. He's only paying $7.40, but his work's been okay. Interesting, he's been placed in Group 3 company off a lightweight before too, so not the roughest on this occasion, Andrew, you wouldn't think. All right, well, let's start off with the Golden Age. This is last time out, course and distance, a few in behind. They closed, they got pretty close, but he was just hands and heels to the line here, Matthew. He's done very little wrong, has he, Paul? No, he's going really well. Ever since he was gelded, funny enough, he got gelded in the off-season. He's come back and won the 2. So obviously that little gear change has done the works for him, and he's going nicely. I think it's going to be tough to beat once again. Yeah, it all depends on whether or not he gets any pressure mid-race. As you said, Andrew, they're going to probably lift. He's going to probably have to lift the speed to maybe hold out some mid-race attackers. But he's a nice horse going forward. This would be lovely to have on his CV heading towards a Derby campaign, you would think. Yeah, it looks like the stepping stone will be this, the Classic Cup, then the Derby for the Golden Age, all things being equal. Romantic Touch, touched on him as far as the speed map is concerned, and that horse he's following at the moment, Time Warp. Yeah, exactly, who of course came out and won the Hong Kong Cup. Romantic Touch, he's been a great horse for a long time. He's a 7-year-old now. He's won nearly 12 million in prize money. He ran 3rd in the Derby himself as a 4-year-old. His form's been patchy. He can run his good races from time to time. You mentioned he dead heated for 5th in this race last year. He ran a good 3rd here behind Nasser and Time Warp, so just shows you his capabilities, but he's not easy to get right these days. That's true. I think rain would help him. If it did rain, then I'd be interested. But now he's getting on a bit in age. I just think that there's others that can run a bit faster. It'd be interesting to see what the weather does, Andrew, because we haven't spoken too much about it. It rained on Tuesday pretty much all day, but the track has come up as good. Yeah, it's good ride as well. Romantic Touch for Pierre-Charles Boudreau. Citron Spirits, 3rd last time out behind Time to Celebrate. That form has been franked again. Yeah, and then a 3rd prior to that behind 50-50. That form's been franked again too, with 50-50 defeating Beat the Clock. He's been a horse that's often gone underneath the radar, and primarily I think it was this season really. He won a couple last season. I think I'm guilty. I thought he was probably on his mark, but since then he's won a couple more. Yeah, he seems to be going pretty well. I mean, I've left him out again, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ran nicely. Just Happy Valley was the question, but he's only been there once before. So he has trialled. He's trialled really well recently, actually. Another one that'll love the cushion in the track if there is any rain around. All right, let's go back to last year's winner, Harbour Master. He'll be ridden by Tommy Barry.
Tommy, you're right. Harbour Master, last year's winner of the January Cup. Could a return to the Valley spark a bit of a return to form for him?
Yeah, well, I hope so. He needs a spark of return to form, but Look, he's been racing like an older horse now. He's getting on in age, and that's the way he's been racing. So, you know, he's drawn a better barrier than he has his last couple of starts. So hopefully we can just put him into a nice spot. He's been racing on the pace of late. So we'll just give it our best shot, try and give him a good ride, and hopefully he can return to some of his old form.
You rode him in a gallop on the grass on Monday. How's he feeling?
Yeah, look, I was a lot more confident after his gallop. You know, after I rode him last start, I sort of wasn't overly confident with him going into this race, but his gallop, he was quite fresh in it, and felt like a fresh pair of legs, not an old pair of legs. So hopefully he brings that nice gallop to the races on Wednesday night.
How do you compare him to the stablemate Eagle Way?
No comparison, I don't think. I think Eagle Way's going really well. He had it was a very good run. Obviously in the Vars, and that was off a bit of a setback as well, so he's stripped a lot fitter to that. His gallops have been really good in between runs, and he'll probably get back, which looks to be a race with a bit of speed, and he's probably the quality horse in the race. So if I had my choice, I'd probably be on the other bloke, but you know, I'm sure they'll both run well.
There you go. It is a decent race, this Group 3 contest, Paul. Who did you end up with?
I got on with the Golden Age. I just think this horse will get to the front and just keep rolling. So I've got him on top. Marvel Hero should get a nice run, as Brett mentioned earlier on. He'll be midfield. Denozo goes well at Happy Valley. And I'll put old Pikachu, and I thought he might be $20, $30. He's come up at $7.50, but I wouldn't be surprised if he run a big race at a lightweight. 8, 5, 3 and 11, but I think 8 will win.
I think he's the hardest to beat and potentially the most likely winner, but I think Marvel Hero is the horse that can cut him down. His last two efforts, he's carried 130 odd. He's got 123 for Joe, barrier 3. Joe's won 3 out of 4 on him. He's just a really good horse at Happy Valley. Him to cut down the Golden Age. Eagle Way's got all the classes Tommy mentioned. And Citron Spirit, he just sneaks along quietly, quiet achiever. He's like BHP. And I just want to throw him in for value, 5, 8, 1, 9. Not that he's any value, is he, at 6.3? He's place favourite.
Yeah, no, I think he's a big danger. I've got the Golden Age on top as well. I'm a big fan of this horse, but I do think Citron Spirit is a big danger there as well.